Hey folks, Tim Newman with Soft Light Studios, and it's time for another daily assignment. Today's assignment for August 27th, 2019. Our assignment today is titled Construction. And while folks are making things, you could be constructing your images of them and their work. Construction work is at an all-time high in the summer. Perfect time to capture some shots of things being made and the materials that make them. Let's take a look at some sample images. Now here's a picture of the inside of my house as it's looked for the last 13 years. No, just kidding. Okay, my wife's going, no, we're not kidding. At any rate, here's some construction materials all set and ready to go, ready to be put into place. And I think this is a pretty cool shot. I like the diagonal across the frame, and I like the kind of muted color set, and I really like the fact that the ambient light outside has been blended in with the interior light effectively to create a nicely balanced scene. In our next image, well, I feel for this guy. I've spent a few times hanging out on roofs at this angle, and it ain't easy work. But I really like, again, the diagonal frame here and the bright color pops against the muted color backgrounds. I think this makes this image work pretty well. Let's take a look at some elements of design here that we're concerned about. Lines, of course, are important in construction. In fact, I would think every construction worker should have a level in their pocket so they can get their lines straight. And shapes really work well too. Now, sometimes you can work your way towards form. It all depends upon the picture that you're capturing. But those are, I think, the three critical elements that you should keep an eye on while you're shooting these. Let's take a look at some more sample pictures. Here's some construction material, and while rebar is no fun to work with, it's not bad as far as pictures go, especially you get a pile of it like this ready to go, and you can work the leading lines and the angles and the perspective in this picture like as happened in this shot here. I like the little tinge of rust on these guys that gives us just a little bit of color eking into the picture here. In our next image, this could easily be taken right out the window of an office building as a construction project is going on near you. And I really like the leading lines that are sweeping through the image and the kind of negative space that the roadways make against this construction worker out here working in isolation. So I think this is a pretty cool shot, and it captures a lot of elements of design that we look for. Here's some construction workers hard at work. I think that one guy needs to shave, but that might just be me. I think it's great that these guys are working together as a team. They clearly called each other early in the morning and made sure their outfits were matched and they were prepared for this photo shoot. So I think this captures the essence of construction workers at work. All right, let's take a look at some of the rules of composition that we're after here. Leading lines, really important to go with all those lines that you're capturing. Where you can grab them, think about the rule of thirds. That little Lego construction diorama that we just took a picture of, even rule of thirds happening in there. Don't forget that. It's important stuff. Last but not least, your perspective. When you're working with construction workers that are 3/4 of an inch tall, you got to get down at their level to get the shot. All right, let's take a look at some of our output specifications. If you're going to output your images for consideration for a semi-monthly image critique, here's your guidelines for doing so. And here's a naming example and standard for today's date. If none of this makes sense to you, please take a look at the Update 01 video, for which there is a link down below in the description underneath this video. Also, you'll find a link down there for the upload URL. And off to the side, you'll find another really important link. That's that subscribe button. All right, folks, get out there and find some construction workers near you. And remember, while you're shooting these construction workers, learning equals skills. Practice equals mastery. We'll see you out there.